Despite what some members in this chamber express on the Senate floor, I am here to inform you that you do not have to be a racial member of the Asian community to speak on behalf of or to represent their interests. I have found the Asian community extraordinarily welcoming and appreciative of all of my efforts to represent their interests and needs. When I was elected to the Senate in 2018, my district was the state's most diverse. I have always loved studying cultures, so for me it was an exciting new adventure. I heartily threw myself into as many different events, celebrations, religious and community events as I could press into my schedule. In the Indian community, I attended more Diwali events, temple meetings, ceremonies, religious celebrations, meetings with county and state leaders, Bollywood dance-offs, and on and on and on. I loved each and every event, and I learned an enormous amount about the Indian culture, language, and religion, etc. I've also been honored to speak at numerous times at the Vietnamese New Year's Festival. I noticed very few elected officials at these events. When I was twice honored at the Nepalese Association for Michigan's annual New Year's Eve program, I was the only elected official who ever showed up. I was honored at being asked to speak at numerous Chinese events until the COVID pandemic put an end to that. I have been very involved, in fact, one of the most involved in the Taiwanese community, helping to address their needs and concerns. Organizations heard that I cared about the Asian community, and thus I received many invitations from different county and state Asian organizations. One of my proudest moments in office was last year at the Indian American Legislative Day, being surprised with being presented the Friend of the Indian Community for the State of Michigan Recognition Award. The recognition stated, in support of your outstanding work and support of breaking the bias and building a harmonious bridge through cultural, civic, and economic engagements, signed by all the members of the Indian American Legislative Committee. I was also one of the keynote speakers at the Stop Asian Discrimination rally held here on the Capitol steps. At this rally and at many other events, I continued attacking the Ivy League universities and colleges like the University of Michigan's vile concept of scoring Asians as unlikable in order to discriminate against them and reduce their overall entrance scores into these universities. These universities are undermining the value of earning your education and of the hard work and efforts that go into achievement. The community service, the learning of violin or piano, and everything that Asian students do to excel at and to better themselves and their community. No group should be discriminated against on the basis of their race, and to have all their characteristics distilled down to nothing more or less than a racial category. You will never find a community on the face of the earth that celebrates being called unlikable, or that all of their achievements are trashed and distilled down to your group to ensure a quota on the number of people that look like them. So despite a comment from one of the members on the opposite aisle saying, quote, the Asian community is very supportive of DEI efforts underway at our universities, I have personally addressed this issue of Asian quotas in universities to thousands of Asians at many events across the state. And when I talk about this as discrimination is wrong and needs to be stopped, most in the audience erupt into applause. The people who tend to support the anti-Asian discrimination and quotas are the sliver of the rich and powerful connected at the top of the pile, the ones who have the pull to simply make a call and get anyone practically into any university they desire. The fact that another member on the other side of the aisle described my comments about Asians and the University of Michigan as despicable are in fact despicable. And contrary to the reception of Asian audiences I have spoke to, and in fact contrary to the very 6-3 Supreme Court ruling against these universities. I will end by saying that once again, the Asian communities are among the most welcoming, nicest, and likable communities here in the state of Michigan, and I will never forget the wonderful experiences I have had and lifelong friendships I have made in the community.